Hello, my awesome and amazing Scorpios. It's Mel with Blue Scorpion Tarot here to bring you another general collective reading. Let's see what's going on in the overall energy dynamics. Calling upon the trusted ancestors of my Scorpio viewers and subscribers to bring in the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth through the power of the numbers. And so it is. And of course, rolling the dice to see what we need to shuffle a deck to. Power of number 5. Power of number 5 again. Maybe we'll get a 555. 5 is a number of either great conflict or great change, and we want to see great change, great things happen for you, Scorpio. Power of number 11. Okay, some of you Scorpios are dealing with a Taurus or a Gemini born in the month of May. You could also be dealing with straight up our astrological next door neighbor Libra. So the Justice card may make its presence known, but adding up the power of the numbers brings us to the number 21. Something here about being at an end of a cycle, because we could see the World card. So closing out a chapter, Scorpio, so that a new phase of your life can begin. Let's see what the number 21 is bringing in for the beautiful star sign of Scorpio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Trusted ancestors of my Scorpio viewers and subscribers, what is the overall general collective message, please? What does Scorpio need to know at this time frame? Show me what's up. The Seven of Cups, choices, options, and sometimes the Seven of Cups can bring in confusion. You could have a lot of irons in the fire right now, Scorpio, that you could be feeling like you're pulled in numerous different directions on an emotional level. So maybe making an emotional decision here, okay? Somebody could be making you a choice or an option, or tables might be turning here where you are going to feel like you have more choices and options. And, you know, if somebody made you a choice or an option before in the past, now it just might be true that they're going to be the one that is the choice or the option, right? So let's see what the Seven of Cups is all about. Got cards already flipping out already. Okay. Trusted ancestors, how is this Seven of Cups coming into play for Scorpio's energy, please? Five of Swords. Okay, so it could be making a heart over head decision, which would be a little bit backwards, because you can't make an emotional decision until you have a thought, okay? So maybe some of you Scorpios feel like you're drowning in your emotions right now, trying to figure out where your career is headed, where your finances are headed, where your romantic life is headed, and maybe your emotions are just consuming you too much right now that I feel like Spirit's saying, hey, Scorpio, look, it's okay. Take a back seat. Just take a back step. Take a back seat, okay? Rome wasn't built in a day. Some of you could be suffering with migraine, tension, headaches. You could be clenching your teeth at night, maybe even grinding your teeth at night, and you don't even know it. You may want to consider, you know, maybe talking with your local, you know, orthodontist or regular dentist just about maybe getting, you know, a mouth guard at night so you're not grinding your teeth, especially if you're feeling tension, headaches. You could be struggling with some neck ache. You may have like some knots that are built up behind like right at the base of the head, where the head and the spine, obviously meet together. Or sometimes, you could be getting like pressure in the ears. Maybe you're hearing like like you can sometimes hear when the air pressure is changing. You could maybe consider going to an eyes, ears, nose, and throat doctor just to do like a regular checkup, especially if, in fact, you may be going through something physical. Okay, so if you're going through something physical, try not to ignore it to the best of your abilities. Okay, but it could be that your environment right now, you could be feeling like, hey, I just really need a break. I need a change. You got to be careful of stress levels, because stress can increase cortisol levels, which could in turn make our weight. We could gain weight from the cortisol levels, in our body. Watch your stress right now, okay? Some of you may be needing to activate more your third eye and your crown chakra. You could be trying to grip so tightly onto something, like because you want something so bad that it's just something may not be coming into fruition, or you're not seeing, physical, tangible results in the 3D reality, that it could be causing this mental stress or mental overload. And then it could be that domino effect or the chain reaction. Now all of your emotions are feeling overwhelming, and it's like a tsunami of a wave of emotion going on. And it's just like, you know what? I don't know what to do. I can't think straight. You could need a small, short sabbatical, Scorpio. You might just need a timeout right now. Some self-love, some self-care. Doing the things that bring you happiness or peace of mind, peace of heart. You might just need to take a break from the environment. You know what I mean? From whatever environment that you're in. You could be having really heavy, ruminating thoughts about somebody who could be creating conflict for you, that could also be making you feel like this blah type of energy. Could be a friend, family member, potential lover, suitor, specific person, etc. Let's go into the Kipper deck. Let's see if the Kipper deck wants to speak to me on this. Feeling emotionally overwhelmed with choices or options, or trying to figure out what is the path that you need to be on. Well, we should always be on the path of least resistance. So how do we get to the path of least resistance? Do things, again, that focus in on things that bring you joy. When you focus in on things that bring you joy or happiness or some form of peace of mind, peace of heart, that is a strong indication you're on the path of least resistance. So it could be, don't fight against the grain, Scorpio. Take a step back, take a back seat, kick back, relax, do your best, okay? Wow, Scorpio, your energy's flying all over the frickin' place with the Kipper deck. Cards are all over the floor. Let's try this again, Spirit. Some of you, it's in regards to your romantic life. There could be legal situations, battles going on right now. It could be stressed out with what's going on in the environment, community, friends, family members. Community card fell out. Okay, let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Message from the 7 of Cups, occupation. You could have choices or options right now. You could be feeling emotionally overwhelmed when it comes to your work life. Maybe you're waiting for a job situation. You could have had some job interviews. You could be faced with choices right now, or waiting. I'm picking up a waiting energy. 7 of Pentacles is coming up in my mind's eye right now. Like maybe when something's going to change in your career. Message from the 5 of Swords, children. There could be, frustrations going on with parental figures. There could be stresses going on, maybe even for those of you who do have children. You could be battling inner childhood wounds right now in your adult years. So you could be going through this sense of aggravation, possibly thinking too much about the past, not enough about the present moment. Because once you focus in on the present moment, that is your future, Scorpio. Whatever's in front of you right now, focus in on that. You could be emotionally getting caught too much up in the past, or, your thoughts could be escalating, we'll say, creating, cutting this middle of the deck, like a sense of despair or feeling at a loss or grief or loneliness. It's almost like the Five of Cups, but bottom of the deck, the sudden wealth. So something is prominent here about a change. So power of number 11 came up on the third roll of the dice. Okay. So card number 11 with the sudden wealth. So I think it's time to take a time out. To take a time out does not make you weak, Scorpio. Release, let go, maybe of control issues. What could be control issues? Ruminating thoughts. And then it's triggering your emotional state. You know what I mean? It's hard when you want something so badly, and the waiting process can also be like a control issue, because when you focus in on the waiting game, it feels like you just keep waiting and waiting and waiting. Why not shift the focus to something that you can see yourself visually already achieving? So instead of waiting on the process, focusing in on that energy that you're in the waiting, then you're only going to create more of that space, that you're going to create a cord of time, energy of space, where you're going to feel like you're stuck. Because I'm cutting the middle of the deck again. There's a sense of toil and labor. And in truth, Scorpio, you don't need to, and the Spirit's saying this too, you don't need to prove yourself to anybody. Prove things to yourself. Know that you're a good person. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Focus in on what is in front of you, because that sometimes is what you can control. You know what I mean? We can get into the driver's seat, and as long as we have a thorough plan of action, or at least some plan of action, in order to put one foot in front of the other, okay? You're going to feel good that you're actually, instead of choosing to stay stuck, because we're never really stuck. We never have to stay stuck in overwhelming emotions, nor do we have to stay stuck in our overwhelming thoughts. With your physical eyes, what is in front of you right now? What is on your to-do list today that is of the utmost importance? If you can only accomplish one goal in a day, it's better than not accomplishing anything at all, or not having any motivation for the day. Do something in small increments that's going to make you feel good, to release feeling overwhelmed or feeling mentally stressed out. You could got to be careful, because you might even be going into self-sabotaging beliefs again. But this could also be about healing childhood wounds, things that have held you back before in the past. You could feel like you're at war or at a battle, like you said, with friends, family members, feeling like, where do you fit in? So make it a priority today to focus in on something, even if it's for 15 minutes, a half hour, an hour. Do something that brings you a sense of peace or joy, or puts you into some kind of bliss, or a stress reliever. Maybe it's to go work out at the gym. Maybe it's just to go take a walk around the block. Maybe it's to sit down and read a book, or just make yourself a cup of coffee, or, get yourself a, cup of herbal tea and just sit outside and look at nature. Whatever it is to create a sense of peace, or being outdoors, maybe getting some more fresh air. We can all use more fresh air, fresh oxygen, because when we get that fresh oxygen to our brain, we start to think clearly. I know what it feels like, because it's like a lot of times when I step outside, it's like, because I work from home. You know what I mean? And so a lot of times, I don't leave my house sometimes for 2 days. Sometimes I don't leave for 3. It just depends. I mean, I'll go out if I have to do errands. That's when I step out of the house. But I have to remind myself too, this is like a very good reminder, I need more fresh oxygen. Look at your environment as well. Is your house disorganized? Does it need to be deeply cleaned? The cleaner, think about it this way, in regards, because our house is our sacred sanctuary, okay? Are there piles of paper that you need to work on? I know that has been an ongoing thing for me. I finally can say that I attacked my office space, which I've been trying to get into. I like to move out of the kitchen and go back up into the office space, but I'm still making my way through. I still have more organization. The more organized you are, the less tension, stress, headaches you'll have, okay? And then you won't be feeling overwhelmed. If it's a matter of implementing even a different cleaning schedule for your house is your peace of mind, peace of heart. The more organized we are, the better we can think clearly. And when we go out there into the world, we can put our best foot forward, because we came from an environment that is in its own quote unquote sense of spirituality or protection, or perfectionism of the peace. You know what I mean? Peace of the home. Peace. Your home may need to also be cleansed out. If you're feeling bogged down by heavy energy, think about your environment, your living space. Is there clutter that is creating anxiety? I mean, we all have the same amount of hours in a day, and not everything can be done. I mean, like, I have to clean my place in one section at a time. There are days I would say, like, God, I wish I could just have one full day to clear out my whole entire house. I could create that if I wanted to, but there are other things that are taking precedence. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to create less anxiety, I guess I'm going to have to figure out what days do I do my laundry, what days do I do my kitchen and my bathroom. And you know what I mean? Focus on the purpose of making your life as less stressful as possible. So you keep those cortisol levels away from you. Because a lot of times when the cortisol levels go up, I think that brings on a lot of stress eating. So is your environment stressful? Are you stress eating? Are you binge snacking? You know what I mean? Just because you've got, these overwhelming emotions and the ruminating thoughts and things like that. Listen, you have the ability to get out of that kind of stale and stuck and yucky energy. Focus in on what is of the utmost importance today that can propel you for the next step tomorrow and the next day after that. Stay practical. Have your imagination, because imagination is reality, but also stay practical. Make your life less stressful. And these feelings of being overwhelmed and the ruminating thoughts, like I said, your third eye, your crown chakra may need to be opened or activated at full capacity. You can listen to guided meditations. You can listen to binaural beat frequencies. You can say positive statements like, My mind is healthy. It is clear. I am always focused. I am always focused. To me, that is a very powerful statement. Practice that today. I am focused. I know where my life's path is at. I know which steps to take in this present moment to get me to the next step. Focus in on your happiness and your joy today and release the stress. Do something to get the stress off of you if you are experiencing this, okay? My awesome and amazing Scorpios, if you would like to book a personal reading with me and do it through the power of the numbers, you can hit me up at bluescorpiongifts@gmail.com, and my amazing assistant Victoria will book you for that personal reading. But until next time, take care.